This week I'm about to do something I've never done before. I'm signing up for a game jam where millions of people around the world compete in the most epic showdown of who can make the best game in 1 week. Okay, maybe not millions, but lots of people. When the competition starts, a theme is revealed and my task will be to create a game based around this theme. I'll have 1 week to create the game, and at the end all the participants will vote on each other's games to crown a winner. Except there's just one problem. I did not know that this game jam was happening. I was just minding my own business, making a video. I posted a sneak peek on Instagram and I received this comment. What? Great. 3 days left. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I was this close to not joining. I was like, okay, I missed this one. I'll remember to check for the next one and make sure that I was like, blah, 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 blah. But then I was like, no. Remember? Already 4 days behind everyone else, I quickly got to work. The theme for this year is Stronger Together. I spent about an hour writing down ideas on a notepad, just anything that popped into my mind. I'm getting nothing. Time was ticking and I couldn't come up with anything. I had an idea about making a game about ants, like those bridge building games, but with ants. I've seen on TV how they do that. Except it would just be like any normal bridge game, but with ants. Also, I don't think I could do that in 3 days. I was pretty much ready to give up, but as I was flipping through Steve Swink's book, Game Feel, in a final attempt for some inspiration, I saw something interesting. On page 313, you'll find this image with the caption, "Controlling 1,000 Marios would feel weird, possibly awesome." And this got me thinking, what if you control 2 characters with the same controller? I'm thinking, when you press your directional on your controller or keyboard, you move with both characters at the same time, and they jump at the same time. So, and to tie in with this theme, I'm thinking in each level, there'll be a big heavy door, and your goal is to get through that door, but only together can they open the door. Okay, maybe that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me explain. The idea here is to start with 2 characters and 1 door. Because you control both characters with the same controls, only one of them can reach the door. But the door is too heavy for only one to open. You'll need to figure out how to get them both to the door, and only together will they have enough strength to open the door. Stronger together. See what I mean? The only question is, will I be able to make this game in only 3 days and meet the deadline for the game jam? Without thinking too much about it, I quickly got to work on the game. I made a to-do list to keep me on track and make sure I didn't forget anything important. My first goal was to get a simple prototype up and running so I could test it out. Luckily, I was already working on a side project where I had created a character controller with options for run speed, jump height, and other things. This seemed like a perfect opportunity to put this to use. For the visuals, I decided to go with this free art pack Pixel Adventures, which included characters, terrain, and backgrounds. Everything I need. Perfect. Okay. That's better. But that's just 1 character. I somehow needed 2 characters controlled with the same buttons. Well, it wasn't really that complicated. I just duplicated the already existing one. Done. Okay, so now you're looking at the first level of the game. Now, it might seem a little empty, but it's actually teaching you a lot of things about the game. So check this out. The first thing you'll notice is that you control both characters at the same time with the same controls. Okay, second, you're gonna want to walk through that big door, but what you'll quickly realize is that neither can open it because it's too heavy. So, since there's literally nothing else in the level, eventually you'll figure out that if you push against a wall, you can bunch up the characters together. And together, they will have enough strength to open the door. Ta-da! So, you've actually learned the entire gameplay loop in just this 1 level. And that's without me putting even a single word or any tutorials on the screen. So, I think that's pretty cool. So next up, we'll introduce a problem. Most likely, since most players are used to moving left to right, they're gonna choose this right wall to push against in the first level. So this time, we'll add a pit here, which is too deep for you to jump out of. Alright, so we'll just use this other wall instead. Easy. So in this next level, let's add a pit here too. Huh. Interesting. Now, I don't want to spoil all the fun by showing you the solutions to all the levels, just in case you want to play the game yourself. But basically, at this point, you'll start jumping around, maybe explore. Yeah, fuck you. Basically, at this point, you'll start jumping around and, you know, explore a bit further, then, whoa. Whoa, that's awesome. Oh my god, you can stand on top of the other character. I didn't intentionally program that at all. It just like, I just discovered it myself here. Oh my god, this is like, this will be a feature in the game. You could have levels where it's like, so now you can like use this to get to higher places to sort of activate stuff or something. I don't know, but man, I'm getting excited. This game is just like designing itself. I was super happy with how the game was coming along. I loved the look of it, but there was just one problem with the character. I needed to make an animation for when the player is pushing the door to make it really obvious that it's too heavy for just one character to push it open. Just standing there is not quite clear enough. Painting stuff is not my strongest side, so I ended up spending a bit too much time on this, going back and forth. I tried out some particles that could look like sweat drops, but it looked awful. In the end, I ended up with something like this, and drawing some inspiration from animes, I added this red gradient so he looks red in the face from getting tired. I'm happy with this. I think it does the job. Okay, I'm not gonna downplay this. I'm actually really proud of this. I was not expecting this to turn out this good. I find this kind of stuff really difficult. But I also spent way too much time on this, so okay, done. No more. I had a few other level ideas in mind that I wanted to try out. I placed a pit in the ground, which it's only possible to jump over with one guy. If you jump early enough for the first explorer to make it, the other one misses. And if you jump a little later, the second explorer will make it across, but the first one falls. So to solve this one, you'll need to use this block to put distance in between the explorers so that they can each jump across separately. Sorry to spoil that one. No more spoilers, I promise. I was also eager to experiment with a stacking feature we discovered and force players to use it so that you learn that you can stack. My plan is to make around 10 levels that are fairly easy and simple that will teach you the basics of the game, so once you get to the more later difficult levels, you have a good basic understanding of how to solve them. I spent the rest of the evening working on making more levels and trying to come up with interesting puzzles. There's still lots to do and the deadline is approaching fast, but I was feeling pretty optimistic. Yo, we're in the car. We're on our way to Viv's parents. We've had a lunch with them scheduled for quite a while. If I'd known about this game jam, I would have done it next week, but here we are. So we're gonna lose a few hours to this, and our deadline is coming up fast. So yeah, hopefully we can still make it. Got a little chicken here too. What do you think, Ziggy? Is Papa gonna win the jam? The Brack jam? Oh, what? Still got a lot of snow. Before going to sleep last night, I was turning over a few ideas for levels that I really wanted to try out. What I quickly realized though was that the ideas weren't so good. They were hard to implement, didn't make a whole lot of sense on paper, and it was just too easy to hack your way out of the intended solution. Without introducing more objects such as gates with switches on them, elevators, and other cheap tricks, level design was becoming increasingly hard. I was on a roll yesterday, but I felt like I had hit a brick wall, so I decided to work on the art a bit instead. I'm pretty tired of staring at this green tinted dude, and I'm sure you are too. So I went into Photoshop and adjusted the colors to be a bit more fun. Great. I was also getting worried about time. I could totally see myself getting lost in level design only to forget about everything else and completely miss the deadline. So before getting back into making more levels, I decided to create a menu, fix some bugs, and just make sure that the game was pretty much good to go. This pretty much took the entire day, so I'm glad I decided to do this now rather than 2 hours before the deadline. I had a couple of hours left before the second day was over, so I decided to give it another go and make some more levels. Okay, I've just completed the 10th level, which marks the end of this, world, and things will start to get a lot more difficult from this point on. But I feel like I've finally unblocked myself, and I think I have some pretty good ideas for some future levels finally. After this, I'm thinking that we're gonna enter a bit more of a dungeon looking world where things get a little bit more tricky. I added these cobblestones right by the door to kind of indicate that once you go through this door, there's something different in there, right? And I'm hoping that this will kind of get you curious and really want to go through that door, because this level is a lot harder than the previous one. So I started experimenting with making the levels more vertical by placing the door up on a ledge. This makes it harder as you can now fall off the ledge with one character while the other tries to climb up. This forces you to start thinking ahead more carefully as... Oh my god, this is so boring! I'm sorry guys, it's getting a little boring here. It's just that I was really under the gun here as I only had
one day left and I had a lot of levels and other stuff to do. So here we go, guys. Buckle up.
It's Saturday, which means that we're on the last day of this jam. Time is just flying by, but I gotta say, I want to...
Okay, let me help you out there a little bit, buddies. Okay, so basically I recorded this on the last day, and I don't know exactly what I said, but it was a bit boring and kind of cringe. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is the levels are probably too hard, so I gotta make a couple more that are easier. I also don't have any audio in the game at this point, so that's something I gotta deal with too. I think at this point, I'm pretty much talking Swedish without realizing. I forgot to talk English. I was a little stressed. I don't think I realized just how much left I had to do, and it was only one day left. Okay, let's talk about audio. Okay, so for the jump, I ended up with just this subtle tap. I really dislike obnoxious jump sounds in games, so I definitely wanted to stay away from that. I found some cool door sounds and some nice effects for resetting and completing the level. I think that'll do. I also spent a little too long searching for the music.
I've been searching for music for like over an hour now. We don't have time for this stuff. This is the last day.
After a bit more searching and some help from my trusty wife.
Honey, I sent you some music you might like.
Okay, thanks.
That's right, I managed to get married. Don't ask me how though. I finally found a few songs that seem to fit, but you'll have to download the game to hear them. Ha!
Okay, it's 11 p.m., which means we have 4 hours left to finish the game. We have a total of 15 levels in the game, and I think I'm gonna stop here and just export the game and just make sure that everything is working. There's something weird with the end screen. I don't want to show it because I don't want to spoil, but I made like an end screen when you complete the last level, and it's not loading properly. And also, ooh, no. The menu is not working at all. Like if I click on any of the levels, they don't work. Not good. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can fix that. Oh my god, it's not working! Like everything is working fine in Unity. I export the game and it just doesn't work. I don't get it. Like I don't know how to fix this because it's not a problem inside Unity. Why is this happening? Oh my god! What? Okay, this is not fun anymore because I figured out the problem with the menu, so that's all working, so that's good. But it's still a problem when you finish the last level. It doesn't, like the whole game just craps out. Okay, it's like midnight now, which means I have 3 hours to fix this game or I'm gonna miss the deadline. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn this off now. It's 3:07 and I'm tired. Now, I'd like to say something in honor of the algorithm juice. If you watched this video this far, probably you liked it. So, hey, maybe consider subscribing. I'm gonna go to bed now. Oh. And I made the deadline, by the way.
Hey guys, Editing Ponty here. It's been a few days since the deadline. The game is live on itch.io, so if you want to play it, just head over there. There'll be a link in the description. While you're at it, check out the game I'm currently working on, Punch a Bunch. You can wishlist it on Steam. We still don't know who the winner for the Game Jam is, but keep your eyes peeled. It's definitely not going to be me. But I'm super excited to see how this all turns out, so stay tuned for that. If you want to learn to make games like I did, then I highly recommend Ben Tristram's courses on Udemy. I've pretty much done all of them, and they're all super fantastic. I started from nothing, so if you want to get started, I suggest you start there. I'll put links in the description. I also want to just say thank you to everyone who already played the game. After being given some feedback, I realized I made the game way too hard. Unfortunately, I can't make changes to the game until the voting process for the Game Jam is over, but as soon as that's done, I'll upload a new version of the game that's a little easier on the difficulty. I'm definitely doing more Game Jams. This is probably one of the most fun experiences I've had in my entire life. I was so close to bailing, and I'm so glad I didn't. So if you're thinking maybe you want to sign up for one, just do it. It's super fun, and And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to wishlist punch a bunch on Steam. And I'll see you next time. Bye.